Here's the question. What does a stolen bat look like? So there was a local gentleman who was accused of receiving stolen goods, and the stolen goods that he was accused of receiving was some Little League equipment. The thief saw the equipment in the truck, grabbed it, but that guy said, well, you might go down to this guy's office, he might buy it. And he said, how much you want for it? The guy said, $500. He said, yeah, I'll give you $500 for it. Just leave it out in the lobby. Probably a half hour later, the guy went out of the bank and he looked in the back of his truck and all his equipment was gone, so they called the police. And so they went in Clyde's office and they said, sir, did you know anything about any stolen baseball equipment? And he said, a guy whose team folded up sold me some baseball equipment right there in the lobby. Police said, I guess you're under arrest for receiving stolen goods. But they were hell-bent on prosecuting him for receiving stolen goods. We went to trial, and when we got to trial, they called the expert witness. So the judge said, Mr. Hutto, you're a witness. Can you tell me about the bat? And he said, well, I'm not sure. I said, you're an expert and you're not sure about this bat? I said, don't you know more about bats than anybody here? And he said, well, probably. I said, well, is it a 38-inch bat or is it a 36-inch bat? And he looked at the end, it's a 36-inch bat. I said, can you tell me anything else about the bat? And he said, well, it's a good bat. It's the kind that we would recommend for Little League teams. I want you to answer one question for me. Is this bat stolen? And he said, I have no idea. How would he know? And the jury was going, how would he know? And so they went out for about 5 minutes and found him not guilty.